Do you find yourself overwhelmed with all of the mixed media mediums and products that are on the market right now? And do you feel like you have to have them all? I know sometimes I do. And over the years, I've procured quite the collection of art supplies. However, this is just a tiny sampling of what I have. And out of all this, and out of all the supplies that I have, there are still 7 mediums that I tend to gravitate towards each time in my mixed media projects. So in this video, I'm going to show you what my 7 most used art mediums are for mixed media. Stick around. And welcome to my studio. I'm Cheryl Boglioli, mixed media artist and maker, here to share project tutorials, art tips and techniques, and inspiration so you can live your art life. Today, we're talking about mediums, mixed media mediums that I use in my art studio. I love texture. I'd say any kind of texture. I'm trying to add dimension and layers to my mixed media projects. So if you've been following me for a while, you've seen that I love all the different texture that you can get. So I'll stencil layers, I'll build up with modeling paste, my sculptures. I just love projects you can get lost in. So today I'm going to share with you my top 7, and they may be something that you're not familiar with. You might be inspired to try something new today, and I hope so. So out of the art mediums that I reach for most often, I would say number 1 on my list is acrylic paints. There are a variety of acrylic paints. You've got open acrylics, you have heavy body, soft body, fluid acrylics, high flow acrylics. You have a variety of acrylic paints. Grab some, add color. That's what adds the color and the pigments to my projects. You can get some that are matte and some that are glossy that can help add color and dimension to a lot of your mixed media pieces. I love acrylic paints because they dry quickly. I can use them to teach with. I can use them in my art journal pages just to play and experiment with. I can create and build up layers. But there's ways that I can slow down the drying also and create some really beautiful blends. Acrylic paint works with pretty much everything that I do. Even my sculptures, a lot of times, I use acrylic paint to add more color and dimension to my sculptures as well. So that would be number 1, acrylic paints. And I'll have a video coming up that'll talk to you in more detail about what all the different acrylic paints that are out there and the different types and how to choose which one you're going to work with. So number 2 would be gesso. So gesso is a product that has chalk in it. So that's where gesso comes from, is it's the chalky type substance that they put in the acrylic polymers to create this base. And this base is used to give your project some tooth. It helps your paints, your pastels, whatever you're using, help cling to the substrate or the surface that you're actually painting to. So gessos now come in a variety of different colors. You can get white gesso, black gesso, silver gesso, or my absolute favorite is clear gesso. So you'll learn more about that in my gesso video coming up. Next, I would say the 3rd most used product here would be my Powertex Universal Medium. So Powertex Universal Medium is just, it really is a universal medium in that I can use it on a canvas. I can use it on paper. I can use it, that's what I use to create my sculptures with as well. And if you want to know more about how I create sculptures, you can check out this video and I'll link it here. So Universal Medium by Powertex works on almost anything that has some porosity to it. And so that's one of the things that I love about it. It comes in a variety of colors and you can mix them, you can add all of these other mediums work with it as well. So when I say that it's a universal medium, it really is. But that would probably be my number 3. Number 4 would work right in that line right now. And this may change, but this is what we're talking about now. The other thing that I love as far as dimensions would be the Powertex 3D balls. So yes, they have 3D balls, and they're little silica balls that have porosity to them too, so they work with all of these other products that I'm showing you. They work with the Powertex, they'll work with acrylic paints, they'll work with the different mediums. It adds some beautiful texture of these little knobs. So you can get them in different sizes, and they work well with the sand too, 3D sand. So all of those work really well. And I've been using those a lot in my projects. So you can check out some of the things that I create on my Instagram. So go check me out there. And if you are liking this video, make sure that you click like and subscribe so that you can get more when I go into more detail about what each one of these products can do coming up soon. So then the next item probably would be modeling paste. So modeling paste is a product that is used to give body to your mixed media projects. You can use modeling paste by itself. Modeling paste can be used through a stencil. You can use modeling paste with a palette knife and build up mountains and peaks. You can use modeling paste and add some of your acrylic paint to it to give it even more body. And again, I love all the new companies that are coming out with new and unique things that we can use. Modeling paste is traditionally very heavy and traditionally white, but now they're coming out with some that are light and fluffy. The Crafters Workshop has one that is a light and fluffy modeling paste. This is one of my favorite to teach with when I'm on the road teaching because it dries pretty quick. So modeling paste can take a long time to dry depending on how thick that you build it up. And so when I'm teaching, I need something that's going to dry a little bit quicker in our classes, so the light and fluffy fits that bill. And then I would say number 6 would be gel medium. So gel mediums come in glossy, matte, a variety of gel mediums. They come in really thin, liquid glazing mediums, polymers, which is really all it is. It's just a polymer, but they're either going to be some sort of consistency. And your gel mediums could be really, really thick, or they could be a little bit more thinned out, but they're going to have more of that gel to fluid viscosity to them. So gel mediums are great in that you can also mix them with your acrylic paints, and they'll help either give it a glossier finish, or they'll give a little bit of body to it, make it more of a soft body paint. They can also work really well if you use a matte one to tone it down and give it more, dull down the shine. But the most things that I use the medium for is to collage. So when I'm creating layers of collage backgrounds and working with papers and different little dimensional pieces that I add into and embed into my mixed media projects, I'm going to reach for that matte medium, because that matte medium I know is going to give me a really nice adhesive and work as an adhesive to combine all of those elements together. And I love the fact that you can get it again in different viscosities depending on what you're going to use with it. So then the last item is that I am using a lot lately is Power Wax by Powertex. And I love this because this is a cold wax, but it's a cold wax that's made with paraffins, so you don't have to worry about fumes. There are no fumes to it. I don't have to worry about, because I love encaustic, but encaustic I always have to make sure that the windows are open and I've got great ventilation because you heat them and fuse them. And there's some other cold waxes that you have to use chemicals to work with them and build them up in layers. But I love this because I can use this just as it is. It's non-toxic. I don't have to worry about it. I can add this to the different mediums that I have to get different effects. I can use it to finish off a project. There's a lot of things that you can do with Power Wax. So those are my 7 most used art mediums. What are yours? I'd love to know. Please leave a comment down below and let me know what your most common art supplies are and which ones you reach for the most. And if you want to check out more, check out this video over here, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and follow along so that you can catch those upcoming videos where we go into more detail about what all these different mediums make. In the meantime, thanks for joining me, and I hope that you're finding inspiration to live your art life.